Hi, gang. Carl White here, broadcasting from the secret headquarters here at the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And you're listening to the number one podcast in the world today for loan officers. We call it Loan Officer Freedom. And I am your pilot in command today. And you're listening to the right episode if you want to hear about closing more of your pre-approved and looking. This is about increasing profitability and closing loans on the leads that you already have. So I'm going to tell you a really cool little tech strategy or technique that I use that I'd like you to use that gives me just spectacular results. Real quick before I do that, thank you so much, everybody, for all the reviews. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to read one here just real quick. I love this review. It's nice, short, and to the point. Came from Miles Rust, and Miles says, good info, positive, helpful, worth your time. Man, that is a man of great words and brevity. So, Miles, thank you so much. Hey, for any of you that leave a review, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, obviously we like the 5-star reviews, but good, bad, or ugly, just leave an honest review, take a picture of that review with your phone, and then email it to us at support@themarketinganimals.com, support@themarketinganimals.com, and I'll send you a copy of our newest book. Is called AI and the Loan Officer. AI and the Loan Officer. And you're not even gonna have to wait for this thing because I'm going to send it to you in PDF form. It's a regular, real printed book, but I'm going to send you the PDF form so you have instant access to it simply by leaving a review, good, bad, or ugly. You leave a review, you got the book, instant access. And thank you so much. Again, that was support@themarketinganimals.com. All right. So closing more of your pre-approved and looking. Hey, you guys have been so kind to me and tell me that these podcasts are very helpful in giving ideas on how to close more loans in less time, right? That's the whole idea behind the podcast here. And this one is a particular biggie for me. So listen on, and I'm sure that you're going to agree with me. So picture this. How many of us, you pre-approved a buyer who's out looking for a home, and out of frustration, they put it on hold? Right. And it's like, dang, I did all that work. I spent the money on the credit pull and everything. And then they decided to put it on hold. And in reality, everybody loses when that happens. So keep in mind that they were moving to solve a problem, right? Perhaps a bigger home, a smaller home, closer to work, out in the country for more privacy or fresh air. Perhaps a home with a home office room, so they didn't have to work at the kitchen table with the kids running around. And then they got frustrated and stopped looking at new homes. So you get the idea. So they lose out because they lose that dream. The buyer's agent loses out because, well, they just lost a commission check. And of course, you as a loan officer, well, you lose out too when that happens. See, you spent time getting the lead, getting the referral, spent the money, pulled the credit, took all the time to structure the best mortgage plan with them, all resulting in $0 made because they changed their mind. I bet that sounds a little too familiar right now, right? It certainly happens to the best of us. So how can we fix this, or how can we drastically decrease it? So listen on and I'll tell you how. So in my branch, I think most of you know I'm a branch manager, one of the top branches in the nation by volume. And in my branch, we call the pre-approved and looking people every single Thursday, every Thursday morning from 9 to 11. And by the way, that day wasn't pulled out of a hat. I actually did a scientific study that proved that that is the most effective day, Thursday. That's the most effective day. And, I knew that science degree would someday pay off, and that college science degree would someday pay off. And so I actually do a lot of studies. So, and perhaps on an upcoming podcast episode, we can talk about why Thursday is the best day. But just for brevity of what we're doing here, just know that day has at least 4 reasons on why it's the best day. So, all right. So the purpose of this pre-approved and looking call on Thursday is to do a couple different things. So number one, get more referrals. And I'll show you where to get the script for where we use these. And I'll give you the script here in just a minute. And so number one, the reason why we do the call is to get more referrals. Number two, which is what we're talking about here today, is to keep them motivated to keep looking and making offers. Well, as long as it's in their best interest, of course. So number two is what we're going to be talking about today. And this is the biggie. So we're going to talk about keeping them motivated, keep them making offers so they get their offers accepted, not just giving up and everybody losing. So understand the reason why they get frustrated is that they forget why they were wanting to get a new home in the first place. In other words, they forget that they're tired of paying rent. They forget that they can't get their work done when they're working at the kitchen table with the kids playing video games 5 feet away. They forget how much their family would enjoy the new pool. They forget the reasons why they were motivated to start home buying process in the first place, right? So it's our job as the pro here to remind them of why, right? I think that's a big part of what we do. And once you master this, like, art of influence, so I'm gonna call that AI, art of influence. I like that. So once you master this art of influence, you and everyone else in the process will benefit from it greatly. And it only takes about 3 minutes per week per pre-approved looking to do this. So in other words, if you got 10 pre-approved lookings, we're talking about spending 30 minutes a week to drastically get more of these to convert into contracts. So here's the name of the technique that you want to master on this call. So again, we're calling them every Thursday from starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And here's the technique, or here's the name of the technique. It's called future casting, and I've also heard this called future pacing. Some of you might have heard me mention this, but I thought the importance of it warranted an episode all on its own here today. So future casting is where, and by the way, this isn't just for sales. This is for like our wives, husbands, kids, our boss, our team members, like whoever. So future casting is where you get somebody to envision that they already have that very thing that they want. They already have it, right? They're in their mind, they're envisioning that they already have that thing they want. For instance, let's say they're buying a home so that their family has a pool home, right? They're real common here in Florida. So on that 3-minute Thursday call, I'll say something like this. I'll say, so buyer Bob or buyer Jill, if I remember right, you guys are buying this new home so your kids have a pool to play in the summer. Is that right? And they'll say, well, yeah, that's right. And I'll say, well, wow, your kids are going to love you for that. And by the way, their kids will love them for that, right? And I'll tell them, I can hear the kids splashing in the pool, and then you and the lovely Mrs. Smith or Mr. Brown will be the cool parents, because your kids' friends will come to your house on the weekends to hang out and spend time with you guys. And man, I can smell that poolside barbecue on the grill already. I can smell the ribs cooking, right? You see, you want your pre-approved buyers to visualize what it's going to be like. You want their mind's eye to envision that. You want their nose to be smelling the barbecue, so to speak, right? You want them to hear the kids laughing. So whatever problem they are solving by buying that new house, you want to help them have a great mental picture of what that solution feels like with great detail, right? So if they're moving closer to work, have them visualize being able to save 45 minutes of drive time so they can take a walk around the lake at the park before picking up the kids from school. I mean, can you see how this reignites a fire and helps to influence them in a very cool way to push past the frustrations, because the end result will be worth it. And I can tell you, there's an old saying: wherever your head is, your butt soon will follow. So once you master this high level of influence, you're going to have their head into the game. And if you got their head in the game, their butt's going to move into that house pretty soon too. And once you master this high level influence tool, they win, you win, and the buyer's agents win. And I've also found that the buyer's agents will send even more referrals, because you are the loan officer that helps convert their leads into closed transactions, push through those frustrations, right? Because using techniques like the future casting or future pacing, so that the agents can work with even more buyers, right? It has a snowball effect. The more referrals to you equals more closings, equals more referrals to you, equals more closings, equals more referrals to you. And the ball just keeps on growing, as does your bank account. So this Thursday, I want you to put this into place. It's very powerful and it's very rewarding to help even more families turn their dreams into reality. This isn't just about making an extra buck, even though that is nice, right? It's about helping people push through their frustrations and playing a part in them becoming a new homeowner, or to get in the pool for the kids to play in, or closer to the golf course so they can go enjoy some time out on the golf course, like whatever those things. It's just powerful and rewarding to help more families turn their dreams into reality. That's it. So, hey, just real quick, if you want to see what the full script for this and the other parts to the Data Success Plan, this is just one small part of the Data Success Plan. That if you'll go to freedomclubdemo.com, freedomclubdemo.com, I'll give you a free one-on-one coaching call as a demo to exactly how we help high-level loan officers in our group, just like you, do this very thing in full detail. So imagine getting even more referrals, resorting in even more closings, and helping even more families and building up your own bank account. So I want you to picture, what would you do with the income of an extra 5 closings? Maybe that would be an extra 15,000. What would you do with that extra 15,000, right? Are you starting to get that visual image of it? Just this one simple technique, I have a firm belief, can help you do that. Pretty darn cool. So freedomclubdemo.com. Let's see what else you're missing. I'll see you on the inside, and I'll see you on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.